Hi everyone, my name is Agniet and I learned English all by myself without tutors, teachers, companies, none of that above. And I passed the IELTS test and got 7.5. I'm so glad. And today I will take you through each step. I got my presentation here. How did I learn English without tutors and grammar drills, and how to self-study IELTS at home. This video is going to be so good. So today's overview, how to learn English without tutors and without cramming grammar. How to learn English. How cramming grammar can kill your motivation. What to know before preparation. How to prepare for IELTS at home. Sound interesting, guys? Let's continue. So, first and foremost, what to know before preparation. So I have to say this real quick, but it's essential to know. So a lot of you guys have texted me after my viral TikToks. I think it will be so much easier for you, whatever you do, not only English, whatever you do. If you have the love for it, it will be so much easier. Next slide is how to learn English without tutors and grammar drills. Answer to this question. How did you learn your own native language? When you were a kid, literally 3 years old, 2 years old, did you learn grammar? All you do is repeat your parents. I call this method parents and a kid. From the very first moments of our life, we don't even know how to read. We don't even know how to pronounce. We learned by ear. What your mama was saying, what your dad was saying to you, you were just repeating. Your mom says to you, say mama, and you will say it just how she said to you. Even the pronunciation, intonation, everything, you repeated everything. And it helps so much. It helped me. It is a huge part of my English journey. I changed my TikToks, my YouTube, just everything, any social media I had. And I just started repeating them. I remember one interview, Noah and Millie Bobby Brown, they were saying Millie was saying to Noah oh my god, Noah, you're so annoying. And I repeated it unintentionally with the same pronunciation and intonation. Oh my god, Noah, you're so annoying. And I genuinely loved how they were talking, and I just loved the pronunciation that they had. And not only I was immersing myself fully in an English environment, which helps drastically when you're learning a language, I repeated everything they said. Intonation, pronunciation, and it helped me so much, and English is like my second native language. How cramming grammar can kill your motivation. Now here's the thing though. This is my own experience. I was an English teacher. That is so interesting. I had so many different things in my life. My own extraordinary way of learning English. And me being a teacher, like an ordinary English teacher, and seeing how my students struggled. I've gone through this pathway just to sit here and make my own conclusion and let you guys know. So please hit the button. I saw my students struggle so much, and I was like, no, that is such a big problem, and I don't see English teachers solving these problems. I know what's their problem. The first problem is that they are translating language, they're switching from language to language mid-thought. They're translating sentences, words, they're trying to find the right word mid-thought, and that's what slows them down. They don't know when, where, how to use these grammar structures, and it slows them so much, and it hurts their fluency because they're trying to translate and they're trying to find a proper grammar structure. Going back to that question again, how did you learn your own language? You didn't sit there and cram your grammar. You didn't sit at your table, and when you were literally 2-3 years old, you didn't sit at the table and you didn't cram the grammar. You were just repeating. Because you were repeating, automatically you knew what kind of grammar structure to use. You were automatically thinking in your native language. And that's what helped you to be fluent in your language, to speak faster, because you were thinking in your language and you already knew what is the proper grammar structure. How do we achieve that without grammar? The exact way how you learn your language. Fully immerse yourself in an English environment. If you don't have the English environment, hear me out. Even if you're the smartest person and you can, cram and learn all the English theory, let's imagine. But without practice, you can do nothing. Practice, practice, practice. I think this is what makes the huge progress in your English. Every time you're learning English, remember how you learned your own native language. This is the most interesting part, guys. How to prepare for IELTS at home. First, determine your current English level. To get to the point B, it's better to know your point A. How do you determine your English level without IELTS? You go to the Google, type English level test, take a bunch of tests, at least 2-3 tests, and make the average level out of these tests. That is your current English level. Be realistic. Don't count on a single person that have said to you, oh my god, your English is so good, that means your English is like advanced. Or don't count a random site that says your English is advanced but you feel like that you aren't. Don't count it up. Be realistic with your skills. If you think, don't look at others, ever, don't look at others. Look at your previous self, and this is how you can feel the progress. If you look at others, you will just lose motivation. Don't ever compare yourself to anyone. Saying like, oh my god, she is so stupid and she got 7 points. That means I can't. No. There's no one around you. It's only you and your progress. You focus on your own progress. Be realistic with your skills. Doesn't matter how they prepare. It matters how you prepare. Alright? Be realistic. Third advice, immerse. Again, immerse yourself fully in an English environment. This is, I've already told you guys. Yes, it might be hard, but you choose on what side you stay the most. Okay? Finally, do not overcomplicate IELTS. So when I was passing the tests, I prepared for 2 months, right? For 2 months, and that was so long. And I thought that the exam is going to be also long because I prepared for it for so long. But it just goes for only 2 hours, and it goes like that. 2 hours is just not a long time if you compare with 2 months, right? Or how many months you are going to prepare? How many months you are preparing? 5 months, 6 months, and 2 hours compared to 6 months is just nothing, guys. So it's just going to be very quick, very fast. This is so interesting, guys. I will attach some of my photos, and this is kind of weird to me to post my own pictures of me struggling, but it is important. So I studied for 7 to 8 hours a day. That is absolutely not normal. Rest is a part of the process. Don't ever feel guilty about resting, but don't rest too hard. Don't rest too much. Know your goals, know your dreams, and balance it. But how do I balance? First question is, how do I balance? Second question is, how do I know what to do? So when I was preparing for the IELTS, I didn't know anything. I knew that my English was pretty good. That is so important to have a plan, a structured strategy, especially if you're taking the IELTS for the first time and you don't know the structure. You don't know the structure. When I tell you guys that structure matters so much, I'm not joking. Because even the native speaker that speaks in a C2 level or in even B2 level, upper intermediate, let's say, if they don't know the English, the IELTS structure, they're not going to do good because they don't know anything. Even let's say that their writing is so good, but they don't know the strategy of doing it, like introduction, main body 1, main body 2, and conclusion. If they don't know that, but still write a good essay, it doesn't count as a good essay because it is IELTS requirement to write with a given strategy. You have to do that. You have to fit the requirements. You have to do the requirements. If you speak English very good, but you don't follow the requirements, you failed at task response. Knowing the IELTS strategy matters. So I didn't know anything about IELTS strategy. I knew that my English was good, but I didn't know anything about IELTS. So what I did was I did practice tests every single day, which is completely wrong. And my brain was completely fried. Not only I was doing practice tests, like mock tests every single day, I would do 3 to 4 practice tests a day. Can you imagine doing test after test after test after test? And my brain was completely fried and I hated the word IELTS. That is so horrible. That is so horrible. Don't push too hard. Again, it goes back to my question, how do I balance it? And know your plan, know your structure. The second question, how do I know what to do? So I am answering to all of your questions, guys, and I heard you. So I made a special, a platform thing. Well, it is not really quite a platform. It is a Notion template for you guys. Let me actually show you guys. I'm so excited that this is the product I've been working for 3 months. So, ta-da! I don't think that you can see well, but this is the template. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you have tasks. See? Listening, vocabulary, reading, grammar, and you open your listening task, and then you have your all tasks here. First, do one full listening test. Second, check answers and review your mistakes. Tuesday, read. Wednesday, writing, and then rest day, full mock testing. Just everything else. This is so good. If your English is pretty good, but you don't know how to self-study, you don't know anything about IELTS, you don't know how to balance, this template is perfect for you. I would have cried if somebody gave me this when I was preparing for the IELTS. You saw the pictures. I was full of breakouts. I was struggling, truly struggling. I hated the IELTS, and I don't want anything like that for you. Don't make the IELTS your enemy. Just follow the already mapped out strategy for you. Adapt the template for yourself. Don't complicate the IELTS. Do not prepare more than 3 hours a day. 3 hours is the maximum. Follow the strategy that already somebody made for you. Me. So if this video was useful for you, please follow to my YouTube channel, and don't be shy to express your thoughts. If you have some gratitudes, please share. If you have some questions, please share as well. I'm very open. I love you guys so much, and bye bye.